Hi everybody, Dixon back. Coming to you guys today on a personal note. I have a problem. A friend of mine has a problem, so I'm reaching out to you guys to see if you can offer some help and to maybe bring light to this issue. I'm real red today in the face. Well, I'm usually red in the face, but I've been out in the sun a little bit today. And I get the strangest comments from people. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if they do it for attention or they're just crazy, but I get the weirdest. People are accusing me of drinking. People are accusing me of smoking, of being high when I do these videos. I wish I was high. I would like some marijuana. Believe me, I would. I don't have any, but I would definitely like some. I don't drink, very little, if at all. But anyhow, no, I'm not high. People are accusing me of smoking pot. They say the craziest fucking things. But anyhow, guys, this is an important subject, and I just wanted to share it with you, and I want to bring attention to this because some of you may know my mom was mentally ill. She was paranoid schizophrenic, and so I have a big place in my heart for mentally ill, and I hate the stigma that's attached to people that are mentally ill. And I have a dear friend who is suffering from severe depression and even worse. And I'm worried and I'm upset. He's my best friend and somebody that I love dearly, like a brother. But anyhow, and so I've known this friend now for almost 30 years, about 28, 29 years we've been friends. And I had clinical depression when I met him. And right away, we found a bond of, we were both in art school, and a bond of creativity, and a bond of laughter and comedy. And the guy's incredible, and I'm his biggest fan. Or if I'm not, he's got plenty of fans, I'm sure, but I'm definitely admire him more than probably anybody, and respect him more than, and I know him better than probably anybody, than most people too. But anyhow, getting back to the point. I met him in 1990, and as some of you know, I had a clinical depression from the time I was 18 to 28, and almost died a couple of times from drug abuse. Got completely unconscious once, and lucky was to wake up. So I'd failed out of college, and I failed out of college in 1990, and I moved out to Los Angeles. I drove a little Chevette across the country. 1983 Chevette with no AC. I didn't know there was a desert in Arizona because we didn't have cell phones back then. I was alone and I had very little money, but I wanted to go out to LA to pursue an acting career. So I drove from Waverly, Tennessee, all the way out to Los Angeles, California by myself with just a little map, and wound up getting dehydrated and too damn hot without an AC in the little Chevette in the Arizona desert. By the time I got to LA, I had to be hospitalized. Almost had a heat stroke. But anyhow, getting off the subject. But made it to LA to pursue acting, and was too depressed to pursue acting. Acting has always been my greatest love, people. And I don't act when I do these videos. I talk from my heart. And that's one reason I stopped doing the character, because these subjects that I talk about are serious. So I stopped doing the character because I guess it's more comical. But anytime, of course, I did the character, I spoke from my heart. But I didn't want to take away from the credibility of what I'm trying to do, reaching out to white America, talk about issues of race. But anyhow, back to the problem. So when I'm in LA pursuing acting, I can't even get to an audition because I'm so depressed. I finally get a job working at Circuit City. I worked there for 2.5 years and was very thankful to have the job, but I wound up abusing drugs while I was working. I almost died, like I said. But during this dark days, I was all alone in LA. And only 2 people in my life that got me through this dark time, or I would be dead if it weren't for these 2 people. Number one was my mom, who was mentally ill, but her love, unconditional love for me and everybody else was incredible, and her support was there. She called me 3 or 4 times a day at work or when I was at home. We didn't have cell phones. Well, if I wanted to or not. And if I didn't answer the phone, she would call the police if I didn't answer it in time, because she was schizophrenic and paranoid and she's full of anxiety. That was my mom. And that was one of the things that made her beautiful, was her ability to love and her ability to always be honest, and her courage that she had facing all those demons. She heard voices and so many suicide and so many things that she went through, and her whole life. And asthma, pneumonia, COPD. Oh my God, she couldn't walk the last 10 years of her life, but her attitude and her courage through so much is so impressive, and she was my greatest inspiration. But back to the point, my friend, this other person, was there for me during my darkest days. I would call him up, and we would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh, and it would take my mind off my pain. But more importantly, I knew he loved me as a friend, and I loved him too. I've always considered him my brother, and I always knew in my heart, if it hadn't been for his friendship during those days, I wouldn't have made it. Now, this friend has depression and mental illness and is suicidal, and I'm worried. He's already told me he tried to kill himself twice, and I'm very afraid that he's going to do it. And I'm upset, and I'm worried. I'm trying not to cry on camera. That's not what I want to do. But I don't know what to do. So I'm reaching out to you guys for help, because I want to help him. I'm not going to get emotional, but I want to help him. So if you have been through this, through friends or family or loved ones, who want to kill themselves, just put in the comments section. I'm doing this so that everybody can benefit from this, not just me, and not just my friend. But I want to know how to help him. What can we do? If you guys have a suggestion, leave in the comments. Let's talk about mental illness. Let's talk about suicide. Let's figure out a way to help each other, to deal with mental illness, and to figure out how to help people, if you know a way, how to help people that are suicidal. He's seen a psychiatrist, but I don't think he's getting better. So anyhow, thank you guys. Sorry for the emotion. Thank you.